This is Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So Charles Martin picks up his second victory of the year. So it's 2 fights back after that Anthony Joshua loss, and he got a stoppage victory over Michael Marrone yesterday. Left hook to the body. He landed it perfect, man. He actually slipped a punch and then boom, left hook to the body, put Marrone down, and he was out of there. It was first round KO, and he beat Byron Poli. I believe he won by TKO in the second round of that fight. So Charles Martin is steady making his way back. He is rated by the IBF and the WBC. Is rated number 12 by both of those sanctioning bodies. And this fight was on FS1 yesterday. I totally missed the fight, man. But shouts out to one of my subscribers, Ethan Patrick. He actually had the KO footage on his channel. So what I'll do is I'll link the video to his channel with the KO. I'll leave it right in the comment section for you guys to check it out. But yeah, man, Charles Martin came back again, won. I wonder if he's going to take more of these fights. If he's going to take another, possibly 1 or 2 of these fights and then step up and fight like a Andy Ruiz Jr. or Amir Mansour or Dominic Brazil, or maybe the Washington versus Jarrell Miller winner, or maybe a Dillian White or Brian Jennings, somebody like that. Or is he going to take another journeyman type fight to kind of build himself back up? But I know he's been training hard, man. I actually put up videos when I see that he's down at the Crunk Gym out there in Detroit. And if you're at Crunk, man, you're taking it serious. You're not about to leave California. I believe that's where Charles Martin he resides, is in California. You're not going to leave Cali, man, to go to Detroit to go play around and fuck off. You know what I mean? You're going down there to take it serious. So once I seen him the last like 5 months or however many months, he's been down in Detroit for a while. But whenever I see him training, I've seen him train at the Pullman's gym too, when he was sparring Gerald Washington. What was that, like a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago? So he's been kind of back and forth. But when I see him, going to Crunk and going to Pullman's, that lets me know that he's serious, man. You're not going to be here playing around. I don't think you're playing around if you go to places like that and you're training and you're sparring. You know what I mean? So I like that he's rededicated himself to the sport. Because a lot of fans, man, especially like the UK guys, are just judging him off of the Joshua fight. And to me, 6'5", 250-something pounds, southpaw, still going to be somewhat dangerous. He might not be, he probably can't beat Anthony Joshua. That's fine. You know what I mean? And his effort in that fight to us was kind of questionable, although I'm not the one in the ring. But just from afar, it looked kind of questionable, as if he could have continued. But at the same time, though, looks like he's rededicating himself, man, and I do appreciate that. So I like to see him in there with one of the names that I mentioned. If you can't get one of those guys, a Carlos Taco, I mean, there's so many fighters I can name for him to fight. Dimitrenko is a possibility, being that Dimitrenko is rated now by I want to say the IBF. I think he's by the IBF now. And Dimitrenko just, he had that loss to Parker, but then he kind of reignited his career when he upset the the then undefeated Swedish prospect, Adrian Granat. First round knockout. Nobody expected that to happen. So possibly line up something like that, man. If not, there are some, Spilka, I applauded him the other day, man. Well, months ago when they had the fight made, but after the fight he had with Konowski, I gave Spilka props for coming back and giving somebody like Konowski an opportunity. An undefeated prospect, 15-0. A lot of fighters won't do that, especially guys that have competed for titles or held world titles. They really don't want to give those guys an opportunity. So for Spilka to come back and take that fight, I applauded him. And if Martin chose to do that, I would applaud him too if he were to fight like a Gregory Corbin, a guy that's undefeated, who actually called him out. LaRon Mitchell. There's a few guys that are like that I will give him credit for if he chose to give one of those guys a shot versus, fighting a journeyman that we know he's going to win. It's just pretty much a tune-up for him. So I like to see him fight those type of guys. If not, then go to the guys that I just mentioned, the guys with the names. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he's going to take any more of these type of fights. I guess we'll see. These fights have kind of ended pretty early. But one thing I can say is he got the training camps in for the fight. So that was a big help for him as far as his conditioning, getting back in his shape and getting the sparring. But you guys, let me just think in the comment section, man. And I will leave that the knockout highlight in the comment section for you guys. It was a pretty damn good left hook to the, or left uppercut to the body. You guys, let me know what you think. I'm out.